We are one-stop solution for current affairs. Buy our crack current affairs from our application and use Vikas 10 code to get additional 10% discount. We have started a new initiative in our homework section where we will be providing 1 year's full subscription free of cost to the student who comments and gives us the best and important current affairs that we are asking in our homework section. One winner will be selected on daily basis and the winner will be announced daily and he or she can collect the reward on daily basis. Also friends, here you can see the questions that were covered by us was asked in your various exams in 2023. Hello everyone. So in this video, we will be discussing important current affairs for month of April. Session will be quite interesting and important, so do pay attention till the end. Let's start. First is, which of the following statement is are correct with respect to the report that is ensuring safety and health at work in changing climate. This report released by International Labour Organization in the month of April. Question asked to here is, which among the following is right here? So if we look at the options, option A and option B are right, C is wrong. Option A is saying that the report states that annually 22.85 million occupational injuries, that is 8,970 deaths and 2.09 million disability adjusted life years occurs due to excessive heat. So absolutely right. B is saying in 2020, an estimated of 26.2 million people were living with chronic kidney disease due to the exposure of excessive heat at the workplace that they used to work. So this is also right. C option is saying that it also stated that annually around 1.5 billion workers are exposed to solar ultraviolet radiation, that is UV radiation, with more than 18,960 work-related deaths annually from cardiovascular disease. Is it right? So there is a little bit change here. It is not 1.5, it is actually 1.6 billion workers, and it is not the cardiovascular disease because of which we saw the deaths. It is because of the skin cancer related disease that we see deaths in the people. Now the option C is right. Moving on, which neobank has recently received in principle approval from RBI to issue PPIs including prepaid cards and prepaid wallets? What are these neobanks? Neobanks are those banks that have no physical branch. They are available only in the digital format. And what are these PPIs? PPIs are your prepaid payment instruments. These are basically the cards that you can recharge as per your needs, or the wallets that you can recharge as per your need. So which neobank has recently received in principle approval from RBI to issue PPIs including prepaid cards and prepaid wallets? It is Revolut India. Right, and this will allow Revolut India to operate as a domestic player in India's financial landscape. Also, the new license of Revolut India's is on the existing license from the RBI that allows them to function as Category 2 authorized money exchange dealer, that is AD2. Next, which neobank? We have seen this. It is Revolut India. Next is, which of the following statements are correct with respect to 25th Lawrence World Sports Award 2024? If we look at the options here, option 1 and option B, they both are right. C is wrong. A is saying that Novak Djokovic, that is the world #1 Serbian men's professional tennis player, was honored with the Lawrence World Sportsperson of the Year 2024. So right. B is Aitana Bonmati, a professional women's footballer of Spain, has won the Lawrence Sportswoman of the Year award. Absolutely right. C is saying that Spain's men's football team was honored with the Lawrence World Team of the Year. Is it correct? No, it is not men's team. It is actually the women's team that was honored with the Lawrence World Team of the Year. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to World Energy Leadership Award for 2024? If we look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned here. Dr. Sultan Ahmad Al Jaber of UAE, the president of 28th Conference of Parties to the United Nations FCCC, has won the Global Energy Transition Impact Award for his leadership in advancing energy transition. Absolutely right. B saying Vaclav Smil of Canada has won the Energy Systems Luminary Award for his significant contributions to advancing energy literacy. So absolutely right. And third is Daniel Nicole Dunlop of Scotland has won the World Energy Visionary Leadership Award. So absolutely right. So all these three options are right here. Next, which space organization has recently confirmed their Dragonfly rotorcraft mission to Titan with a total life cycle cost of $3.35 billion? Which is the right option here? It is NASA, National Aeronautics Space Administration. And this Dragonfly rotorcraft, it is targeted to arrive Titan in 2034. This, if we talk about the Titan, remember this is the largest moon of Saturn planet. And here remember the total cost that will be spent on this mission is close to $3.35 billion. Next thing, remember, this mission will be launched in July 2028 and it will be arriving Titan on or in 2034. And then if we talk about Saturn, it has a total of 146 moons, out of which the largest one is Titan. And this Titan is also, remember, is the second largest moon of our solar system. Which is the largest moon? It is Ganymede. It is Ganymede, that is the moon of Jupiter, and it is the largest moon of our solar system. This is the largest moon of our solar system. Next, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances signed an MOU with Ministry of Civil Services of which country for cooperation in human resource development in civil services over the next 5 years? It is Cambodia. Right, Cambodia. So Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, they have signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Civil Services of Cambodia, and it is for cooperation in human resource development in civil services for the next 5 years. Next, which bank has recently introduced a suite of financial products including banking industry's first ATM insurance? So this ATM insurance was launched by AU Small Finance Bank. This will also, remember, apart from this AU Small Finance Bank, they have launched 2 credit cards, that is your AU Spont Rupee credit card and AU NOMO, that is no missing out credit card, and apart from this, an ATM insurance was also launched by them. Next, name the bank that has recently become the first bank to execute RBI's programmable CBDC pilot to compensate the farmers for carbon credit. So which is that bank? It is IndusInd Bank, right? And they will be compensating the farmers for the carbon credits using CBDC, that is your central bank digital currency pilot project. This pilot project has been initially started on 15 farmers, and these 50 farmers are from which district of which state? They are from the Ratnagiri district. And where is this Ratnagiri district? It is in the state of Maharashtra. And the aim here is to cover from 50 farmers to 1,000 farmers. Next, which company or organization has recently developed the lightest bulletproof jacket in India for protection against the highest threat level? It is DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. Correct? So DRDO, they have developed India's lightest bulletproof jacket for protection against the high level or more deadly ammunition. And this bulletproof jacket was developed by Defense Materials and Store Research and Development Establishment, that is a lab of DRDO. So here you can see directly DRDO can be there, or DMS RDE, that is the lab of DRDO. This can also be mentioned in the option. Where is this? It is in Kanpur, UP. Next, when was the National Panchayati Raj Day observed across India? So on 24th of April, we observed National Panchayati Raj Day. This day is also known as National Local Self-Government Day, and it is to basically honor the establishment of Panchayati Raj system. Then this day was established because of the 73rd Amendment Act of 1992, and this came into force on 24th of April 1993. And this year, 2024, it marks the observance of the 15th National Panchayati Raj Day. Moving on. Which company has recently inaugurated India's first multi-purpose, that is heat and power combined green hydrogen pilot project in Himachal Pradesh? It is SJVN Limited, Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam Limited. Remember here, Geeta Kapoor, the chairman and managing director of SJVN Limited, inaugurated India's first multi-purpose green hydrogen project at 1500 megawatt Nathpa Jhakri hydropower project. Nathpa Jhakri hydropower station. And where is this located? It is located in the Jhakri district of Himachal Pradesh. Next, in April, the International Financial Service Centres Authority of India signed an MOU with Capitals Market Authority of Dash country to share information regarding technologies and innovation within the financial and regulatory ecosystem. So, IFSCA of India, it signed a memorandum of understanding with the Capital Market Authority of which country? It is of Kuwait, right? And this MOU was signed on the sidelines of India-Kuwait Investment Conference 2.0 that was held. The location can definitely be asked here, that where was India-Kuwait Investment Conference 2.0 held? It was held in Kuwait, city of Kuwait. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to the master directions of RBI's Asset Reconstruction Companies 2024? If you look at the options here, all these three options are rightly mentioned, and this is an important question, so do pay attention, friends. A option is saying, as per the direction, ARCs by March 31 to reach a minimum NOF of 200 crore rupees and 300 crore rupees by 31st of March 2026. So absolutely right. B is saying that asset reconstruction companies can also invest in short-term instruments like money market, mutual funds, certificates of deposits, and corporate bonds, commercial papers with a rating of AA or higher by an eligible credit rating agency. See, AAA rating is considered to be the most safe, then it is AA and A. Then option C, B is right. Option C is that every ARC, they must maintain a capital adequacy ratio of at least 15% of their total risk-weighted asset. Right? Next is RBI restricted which bank from adding new customers online and issuing new credit cards. So RBI, they restricted Kotak Mahindra Bank from adding new customers online and issuing new credit card, and this is because of the some problems that RBI found in their information security governance, because of which they will not be able to add new customers now. And apart from this, remember Bank of Baroda also, they were banned from onboarding new customers on their Bank of Baroda World app since October 2023. Next, which bank has recently reappointed Amitabh Singh Chaudhary as their managing director and chief executive officer? So, which bank has appointed? It is Axis Bank, right, has appointed Amitabh Singh Chaudhary as their managing director and chief executive officer. He will be in this position for the next 3 years. That will be from 1st of January 2025 to 31st of December 2027. This will be his second extension, and previously his extension came in 2022. Apart from this, the board of Axis Bank has also approved the reappointment of Meena Ganesh and Gopala Raman as its independent director for second term of 4 years. Next, who has been recently appointed as the United Nations resident coordinator from India in the Republic of Indonesia? Right option is Geeta Sabharwal. Right, Geeta Sabharwal of India took charge as the UN resident coordinator in the Republic of Indonesia. She will succeed whom? She will be succeeding Valérie Julien, and she's of France. Right, and she has been in this position since October 2020. Prior to the appointment, Geeta Sabharwal, she was serving as the UN resident coordinator in Thailand since 2020 and as peace building and development advisor at the UN in Sri Lanka. Next, Rocket Lab has launched NASA Dash spacecraft and South Korea's Dash satellite into orbit from Rocket Lab Launch Complex 1 in New Zealand. So Rocket Lab, they have launched NASA's which spacecraft? They launched NASA's ACS-3. What does ACS-3 stands for? Advanced Composite Solar Cell System. And South Korea's which satellite was launched? It is NeonSat 1. Right, so right option here becomes option 3. Right, and it was launched from the Rocket Lab Launch Complex 1 in New Zealand. This NeonSat 1, this is an Earth observation satellite of South Korea. Right, take a note of this. Next, when was World Malaria Day observed across the globe? So World Malaria Day was observed on 25th of April, and this is caused by the bite of a mosquito, that is Plasmodium parasite. Then there is a theme for this World Malaria Day, that is accelerating the fight against malaria for a more equitable world. Then this day is observed by which organization? World Health Organization. The first ever World Malaria Day was observed on 25th of April in 2008. Next, in April, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees launched UNHCR Climate Resilience Fund, aiming to raise $100 million by Dash to shield refugees and displaced people from climate shocks. So the aim here is basically the aim for raising this $100 million by UNHCR is basically to relocate the people and shield all the refugees that have been displaced because of the climate shocks. And the aim is to raise this $100 million by 2025. Next, which regulatory body has signed an MOU with the Reserve Bank Innovation Hub to fast track digital agri lending? So in order to fast track the digital agri lending, it is NABARD, that is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. They have recently signed a memorandum of understanding with Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. And here under this, remember, a process will be developed for disbursing of the agriculture loan to the farmers. Earlier, this process used to take 3 to 4 weeks for the disbursement, but now with the help of digitization, it will just be done in the 5 minutes, and it will be benefiting more than 12 crore people or 12 crore farmers in India. Next, which regulatory body or credit rating agency has recently approved CRISIL ESG Ratings and Analytics Limited as a Category 1 provider of environmental, social and governance rating? It is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. So SEBI has approved CRISIL ESG Ratings and Analytics Limited. This is a wholly owned subsidiary of CRISIL Ratings. They have been now approved as the Category 1 provider of ESG rating, that is environmental, social and governance rating. With the help of this, now this ESG ratings help us to include and do the analysis of more than 500 unique data point across these environment, social and governance, and it also tells about the investors about how a particular company is investing in these terms, so that they can also invest considering the long term sustainability of that particular business. Next, which of the following companies have recently accorded with the Navratna status? So which among the following? It is option A and B, that is IREDA and Housing and Urban Development Corporation Limited. These are the two organizations that have been accorded with the Navratna status recently. Next, the ISRO's long-term satellite imagery covering the catchments of Indian Himalayan river basins from 1984 to 2023 that revealed that the glacial lakes, the diameter or the area of them are increasing since 1984. This is because of the climate change and because of the rise in temperature. Right, the ice on these polar or ice on these glaciers, they are melting and the water is being collected in the lakes and it is increasing. So question asked here is that according to this data that revealed around how many glacial lakes have notably expanded since 1984. So a total of 676 lakes have been extended since 1984. Take a note of this. And among these lakes, 601 have been expanded more than twice. 10 lakes have been between 1.5 to 2 times, and rest 65 lakes has been expanded by almost 1.5 times. Next, what should be the minimum net worth of a small finance bank at the end of the previous quarter to convert them into a universal bank? So the minimum net worth of a small finance bank at the end of the previous quarter to be eligible for conversion into a universal bank should be 1000 crore rupees. And remember, the conditions are in reference to the guidelines for on-tap license of small finance bank in private sector. Next, name the personality who has been recently named as the ambassador of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. So Yuvraj Singh, right, he has been named as the ambassador of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024. What is the location where this T20 World Cup will be held? It will be held or it will be hosted by two countries, that is United States of America and West Indies, and it will be in the June month. Right, take a note of this. Apart from Yuvraj Singh, Chris Gayle, the West Indies cricketer Chris Gayle, and Jamaican athlete Usain Bolt, right, they have also been appointed as the brand ambassador of the 2024 T20 World Cup. Then apart from this, remember, this is for the men's World Cup. If we talk about the women's World Cup, who has been appointed as the brand ambassador for this World Cup, for the women's T20 World Cup? So Sana Mir, she is the former Pakistani cricketer and she has been named as the ambassador of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup qualifier for 2024 that will be held in Abu Dhabi, UAE. Right, women's win will be held in Abu Dhabi, UAE, and for India or for men's cricket World Cup, that will be held in USA and West Indies. Next is, who is the author of the self-help book titled The Winner's Mindset, published by HarperCollins? So who is the author here? Shane Watson. He is a former Australian cricketer and he is the author of the book that is The Winner's Mindset. This book is published by HarperCollins publisher. Next, which city and country has recently hosted the 26th World Energy Congress? It is Rotterdam of the Netherlands, right, has recently hosted the 26th World Energy Congress. This was held under the theme Redesigning Energy for People and Planet. It was organized by World Energy Council of Netherlands and the Ministry of Economic and Climate Policy of Netherlands, along with the Port of Rotterdam. They organized this particular World Energy Congress, that was the 26th World Energy Congress. Next, in April, RBI announced the investment limit by foreign portfolio investors in the government securities will remain unchanged at how much percent of the outstanding stock for FY25? So it will remain at 6% for the outstanding stock for FY25. Next, REC Limited secured a green loan of Japanese yen 60.536, that is 3,250 crore rupees from Dash to finance green projects in India. So it is from Servizi Assicurati del Comercio Estro, right? Next, according to the report Top 10 Busiest Airports Worldwide for 2023 released by Airports Council International World in April 24, India's Delhi Airport, that is Indira Gandhi International Airport, secured what position in 2023 while Dash secured the top position? So here remember, Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport secured 10th position in this top 10 busiest airports worldwide. And which is the airport that secured the top position here? It is Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. So right option here is option 2. Indira Gandhi International Airport, remember in 2023 they were handling over 7.22 crore passengers, and it was ranked 9 in 2022, 13th in 2021, and also remember it was the 17th busiest airport in 2009, but in 2023 the rank here is 10th. Next, RBI mandated all regulated entities to provide key fact statements to all new retail and MSME borrowers with effect from Dash. So RBI mandated all regulated entities to provide key fact statements to all new retail and MSME borrowers with effect from 1st of October 2024. Take a note of this. Here this KFS, that is key fact statements, this will include all the annual percentage rate, all the commissions that will be proposed here, all the charges will be mentioned on the particular, right? And this key fact statement will be provided to the borrowers with a unique proposal number with a validity of a period of at least 3 working days for the loans with a tenure of 7 days or more than 1 working day for the loans of less than 7 days. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Prime Minister of Kuwait? So Sheikh Ahmed Abdullah Al Ahmed Al Shaba has been appointed as the Prime Minister of Kuwait. Next, name the Indian pilot who has been recently selected among the 6 crew members to fly on Blue Origin's New Shepard 25 space tourism mission. And he became the first Indian tourist here, and he will be, what is the name? Gopi Thutakura, right? He is from Andhra Pradesh. He is an entrepreneur and a seasoned pilot, and he will be among one of the 6 crew members for the Blue Origin's New Shepard 25 space tourism mission. This will be the 7th human flight for the New Shepard program, and here remember he is now the first Indian space tourist from India. Next, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare extended the deadline for linking Ayushman Bharat Health Account ID with the central government health scheme beneficiary ID to dash days. So Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, they have extended the deadline of the linking of ABHA ID with CGSE beneficiary ID to 120 days. So it has been extended by 120 days till 30th of June 2024. And the deadline for creating ABHA ID has been extended for a period of 90 days, that is till 30th of June 2024. Next, the Ministry of Law and Justice constituted a 6-member committee to examine various issues related to the queer community, that is LGBTQ. Here the committee is headed by whom? So Government of India, that or we can say the Ministry of Law and Justice, they have set up a committee, and this committee here, remember, this will be a 6-member committee, and the committee will be headed by Rajiv Gauba, and this committee will be working towards protecting the rights of LGBTQ community. Next, the Ministry of Finance notified the amendments to the Foreign Exchange Management Rules of 2019 to operationalize the new foreign direct investment limits for satellite related activities. So remember, FDI in the space sector has been approved how much? So 100% FDI is now allowed in space sector. So this is the question being asked, that FDI is allowed up to 100% under the automatic route for the manufacturing of components and systems or subsystems for the satellites, ground segments and user segment that is related to your space sector, right? So Government of India has allowed 100% FDI in the space sector, right? And for various satellite systems to develop various technologies, to develop various components. Next, the government set up a 7-member panel to promote the commercially viable extraction of critical minerals found in the limited quantities. Who will head the panel here? So Government of India, they set up a 7-member panel, and it is to promote the commercially viable extraction of the critical minerals that will help in the development of economy of India. So this 7-member panel, who is the head of this panel? It will be headed by Vijay Kumar Saraswat, right? And it is to propose legislative measures and promote commercially viable extraction of the critical minerals found in the limited quantities. VK Saraswat, he's a member of Niti Aayog, right? Next, which state received GI tag for 13 new products including Tirangi Barfi and Banaras metal casting craft? So which is that state? It is Uttar Pradesh that recently got 13 new GI tags, and among them Banaras Tirangi Barfi, Banaras metal craft are the product that got the GI tag. UP now has a total of 75 tags, right? And this is the state that has the maximum number of GI tagged products in India. On second position is Tamil Nadu with 58 GI tags. Next, which edition of India-Uzbekistan joint military exercise Dust Lake commenced at Termez district in the Republic of Uzbekistan in April 2024? So it is the 5th edition of the Dust Lake exercise held between India and Uzbekistan. Take a note of this. And a total of 8.5 crore rupees was allocated for this exercise. Next, which state? The DRDO has recently inaugurated submersible platform for acoustic characterization and evaluation, that is SPACE, that is a testing hub for sonar systems for the Indian Navy. So in which state DRDO inaugurated this SPACE testing hub for sonar systems for the Indian Navy? So this SPACE was tested in Idukki district of Kerala. The inauguration of this space facility, it marks a milestone in the naval technology advancement, and it was established by National Physical and Oceanographic Laboratory. This is an arm of DRDO, right? And you should definitely know the full form of SPACE, that is Submersible Platform for Acoustic Characterization and Evaluation. Next is which country has recently become the 38th nation to sign the NASA's Artemis Accord for the space exploration. So this Artemis Accord, that is the 38th country to join Artemis Accord. Also tell me the 37th country. So 37th is Switzerland, and which is the 38th country? It is Sweden, that has recently joined Artemis Accord of NASA. What is this Artemis Accord? This is basically a treaty for peaceful exploration of space. Peaceful exploration and usage of space, right? So that countries can explore and use outer space peacefully. Next, which bank has recently collaborated with NPCI to introduce eco-friendly NCMC, that is National Common Mobility Card, that is a debit and a prepaid card. So which is that bank? It is Airtel Payment Bank. They have collaborated with NPCI to introduce NCMC prepaid and debit card. Also, they have partnered with Noise to launch a smartwatch for enabling payments at US device, and the limit here is 0 to 25,000 per day on this device. Next, which of the following Indian personalities is not featured in the 21st edition of the annual Time 100 Most Influential People 2024 released in April 2024? So which of the following personalities is not featured on the 21st edition of the Time 100 Most Influential People? Mahendra Singh Dhoni, that is MS Dhoni, is not featured on the list. Alia Bhatt, Sakshi Malik, Satya Nadella, Priyamvada Natarajan, right? They are mentioned here. Apart from this, Dev Patel, Ajay Pal Singh Banga, who is the president of World Bank, Jigar Shah, Ashma Khan are also among the personalities. A total of 8 Indian origins or 8 Indian personalities from India were featured on this 21st edition of the annual Time 100 Most Influential People for 2024. Next, which of the following personalities is not revealed as the 5 Wisden cricketers of the year 2024 edition of the Wisden's Cricketers Almanac in 2024 April? So the right option here is Pat Cummins is not on the list. Rest, all of them are on the list. Michelle Stark, Usman Khwaja, Ash Gardner, Harry Brook and Mark Wood. Remember, Harry Brook and Mark Wood, they are from England. And Usman Khwaja, Michelle Stark and Ash Gardner, they are from Australia. Right? Next. Which company has recently received Navratna status from the Department of Public Enterprise? It is NFL, National Fertilizers Limited. Correct? This comes under the Ministry of Finance and it has been granted the Navratna status. Correct? So remember, Department of Public Enterprise that comes under the Ministry of Finance, they have granted NFL, National Fertilizers Limited, with the status of Navratna. Take a note of this. And now NFL has an authorized capital of 1000 crore rupees that they can use without any permission from the government, or they can invest without any permission from the government. Next, which country's National Audit Office has recently signed an MOU with the Comptroller and Auditor General of India to foster international cooperation? It is Bulgaria. Right? So Bulgaria's National Audit Office, they recently signed an MOU with Comptroller and Auditor General of India to foster international cooperation. This will enhance the exchange of the expertise in the field of auditing between India and Bulgaria. Next, who has been recently appointed as the 26th Chief of Naval Staff of the Indian Navy? So Dinesh Kumar Tripathi has been now appointed as the 26th CNS Chief of Naval Staff of the Indian Navy. He will take charge from Admiral R. Hari Kumar, who was the 25th Chief of Naval Staff and will be retiring on 30th of April 2024. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Director General of National Security Guard NSG? So Nalin Prabhat has been now appointed as the Director General of National Security Guard. Take a note of this. He is currently serving as the Additional Director General in the Central Reserve Police Force in Jammu and Kashmir. Next, India delivered the first batch of BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles to which country? They delivered this to Philippines, right? So, question can also be asked in this way that Philippines recently procured the first batch of BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles from which country? It was from our India, and the deal was worth $375 million. Next, which naval exercise has been recently conducted by the Indian Navy on the east coast? It is Purvi Lahar. Right? Indian Navy conducted this exercise Purvi Lahar, that is X. Correct. And what is the location where this was conducted? East coast. Next, which of the following statements are correct with respect to the report that is Trends in World Military Expenditure 2023 released by SIPRI in April? If we look at the data here, option A and B are right, C is wrong. A is saying that the total global military expenditure was increased for the 9th consecutive time to an all-time high of 2,443 billion in 2023, whereas India was the fourth largest spender globally with a military expenditure of $83.6 billion in 2023. If we look at the option C, the total military expenditure rose to 3.2% of the global GDP in 2023. Is it right? So remember, here the total military expenditure, it rose to 2.3% of the global GDP in 2023. Next, if here only remember, which is the top 5 military spenders of 2023? USA is on the top, followed by China on second, then Russia on the third, our India is on the fourth position, then comes Saudi Arabia on fifth. Next, which of the following statements are correct with respect to the list of the top 50 largest banks in the Asia Pacific region by assets released by S&P Global Market Intelligence? If we look at the data, all three options are rightly mentioned here. China's Industrial and Commercial Bank of China Limited retained their position as the largest bank in the Asia Pacific as well as in the world in 2023. Absolutely right. ICICI Bank, and second largest private sector bank in India, has made its debut with the rank 48th position in the top 50 Asia Pacific lender list in 2023. Absolutely right. And State Bank of India, that is India's largest public sector bank, was ranked 20th in 2023. So all are right here. Next, which company has recently won the 15th Construction Industry Development Council Vishwakarma Awards 2024 for social development and impact? It is Purvankara Limited. This is a renowned real estate developer in India, and it has been honored with the Achievement Award for creating social development and impact during the 15th edition of CIDC Vishwakarma Award that was organized by Construction Industry Development Council. Next, which of the following statements are correct with respect to the International Chess Federation Candidates 2024? If we look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned here. D. Gukesh of India has won in the open category by defeating Hikaru Nakamura of USA to score 9 points. Ten Zongyi of China won the Candidates 2024 in the women's category, and R. Pragnanda of India was ranked 5th in the Candidates 2024 men's category. Right, take a note of this. Next, name the author who has recently released his new book Heavenly Islands of Goa. It is Sridharan Pillai. Right, Sridharan Pillai, he is the governor of Goa, and he has released his 221st book titled Heavenly Islands of Goa. Right, and this book is basically an overview of the Goa's biodiversity and heritage. Also, 57th Gyanpith Award winner Damodar Mauzo received the first copy of this book Heavenly Islands of Goa. Next, in April, which currency was introduced by Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe to replace their local currency Zimbabwe dollar, real-time gross settlement dollar? So, recently Zimbabwe, they have launched a gold-backed currency, that is ZIG, that will be backed by gold. And the GIG notes for this currency, the notes and coins will start circulating in the economy since 30th of April 2024. Next, who won the presidential election of the Slovak Republic in April 2024? So Peter Pellegrini, right, has won the presidential election of the Slovak Republic in April 2024. He will be inaugurated as the 6th president of Slovakia on 15th of June. And he will be replacing whom, or he will be succeeding whom? Zuzana Kaputov, right, the first female president of Slovakia. Next, in April, Dash became the first woman from India to serve as a jury member at the 2024 Summer Olympics. So Bilkis Mir became the first woman from India to serve as the jury member at the 2024 Summer Olympics. And where this will be held? It will be held in Paris, France, from 26th of July to 11th of August. Next, which company has recently launched the Bandwagon 1, the first rideshare mission to low Earth orbit with the Falcon 9 rocket from Florida, USA? So which company recently launched this Bandwagon 1, the first rideshare mission to low Earth orbit with Falcon 9 rocket from Florida, USA? It is SpaceX, that is Space Exploration Technologies Corporation. And this Bandwagon 1, it carried a total of 11 satellites that included the satellite of India also, that is Tata Advanced Satellite Systems, TSAT 1A, right? Next, who won the F1 Japanese Grand Prix title held in Japan in 2024 April month? So Max Verstappen, he won the Japanese Grand Prix. It was held at the Suzuka International Racing Course in Japan, and he drives for Red Bull. Then on second position was Red Bull's Sergio Perez, was second here. He drives for Red Bull. He is from Mexico. And Carlos Sainz, he drives for Ferrari, and he was on the third position here. Next, in April, Ministry of External Affairs approved the proposal for India Ports Global Limited to take over the operations of Sitwe Port in Rakhine, that is located in which country? So this Sitwe Port in Rakhine is in Myanmar, right? And this is the second port that will be operated by India. First port that will be operated on foreign lands is Chabar Port. And where is this? This is in Iran. Next, according to the 6th edition of the Global Unicorn Index for 2024 report published by Huron Institute in April, India ranked Dash position in the index with 67 unicorns, while Dash has topped the position with 703 unicorns. So Global Unicorn Index 2024, this was the 6th edition, right? And what is the rank of India here? India is at the third position. India is at the third position, whereas United States of America, it secured the first position. So right option is option 4. And how many unicorns in India? A total of 67 unicorns. Correct? Take a note of this. Next, which country has recently selected by the United Nations Commission on Status of Women to chair the 69th session in 2025? So Saudi Arabia has been selected by United Nations Commission on Status of Women to chair the 69th session in 2025. Next, who has been recently appointed as a full-time member of the 16th Finance Commission of India? Manoj Panda, right? Government of India appointed economist Manoj Panda, the former director of Institute of Economic Growth, as a full-time member of the 16th Finance Commission. Next is in April, Indian Army acquired the first batch of 24 IGLAS manned portable air defense system, that is MANPAS, along with 100 missiles from which country? So Indian Army acquired the first batch of 24 IGLA-S MANPAS along with 100 missiles from Russia, right? Take a note of this, and this will bolster Indian Army's very short range air defense capabilities. Next, who has been recently elected as the Prime Minister of Republic of Ireland? So Simon Harris has now been appointed as the Prime Minister of the Republic of Ireland. He will be succeeding whom? He will be succeeding Leo Varadkar. Correct? And remember, Simon Harris, he became the youngest ever Prime Minister of Ireland. He is just 37 years of age. Next, which international organization has recently re-elected Jagjit Pavadia as the member for the third term? So Jagjit Pavadia has been appointed as re-elected as a member of INCB, that is International Narcotics Control Board. She previously served as the member of INCB for 2 terms, that is from 2015 to 2020 and then from 2021 to 2025, right? And this will be her third term. Jagjit Pavadia. Next, name India's first private sector built sub-meter resolution Earth observation satellite that has been recently launched by Tata Advanced Systems Limited. We just saw that it was launched by Bandwagon. It was launched under Bandwagon 1 mission that carried a total of 11 satellites. What is the name of it? TSAT-1A, right? And this is an Earth observation satellite and India's first private sector built sub-meter resolution Earth observation satellite, launched using SpaceX using their Falcon 9 rocket. Next, in April, British physicist and Nobel Prize awardee Peter Higgs passed away recently. In which year did he receive the Nobel Prize in Physics? So he received the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 2013. Take a note of this. And he passed away at the age of 94 in Edinburgh, UK. He won the world's oldest scientific prize, that is Royal Society's Copley Medal, and this was for his work on Higgs boson or the God particle. Also in 2013, he was honored with Nobel Prize in Physics. Next, according to the Global Trade Outlook and Statistics for April, report released by World Trade Organization in April, the global merchandise trade volume is projected to grow by how much? So the global merchandise trade volume is projected to grow by 2.6% in 2024. Right, as per the report, India's merchandise export for 2023 was at $432 million, which is 5% lower as compared to that of 2022. And India's import fell by 7% to $673 billion. Correct? And India clocked a $451 billion export in FY23. Next, who has been recently recommended for the post of Chairman and Managing Director in SIDBI by Financial Service Institutions Bureau, that is FSIB. So Manoj Mittal, right, has been recommended for the post of Chairman and Managing Director of SIDBI by Financial Services Institutions Bureau. He is currently serving as the MD and CEO of IFCI Limited, that is Industrial Finance Corporation of India Limited, and he will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Shiva Subramaniam Raman, who has been serving as MD and CEO since April 2021. Next, who has been recently declared as the recipient of the 2023 ACM AM Turing Award, that is the Nobel Prize of Computing. So Avi Vigderson of Israel, right, he has been named as the winner, or he was honored with the ACM AM Turing Award, that is also known as Nobel Prize of Computing. This award carries a cash prize of $1 million. Correct? And he was awarded with this for his various various contribution in the field of computation and understanding the randomness. Next, in April, Vo Thi Anh Duan was appointed as the interim president of which country? So Vo Thi Anh Duan was appointed as the interim president of Vietnam. Correct? Take a note of this. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Prime Minister of Iceland? So Bjarni Benediktsson has been appointed as the Prime Minister of Iceland. He succeeds Katrin, correct, and who resigned from the post of Iceland to run for the President of Iceland. And here Bjarni Benediktsson, he has been serving as the Minister of Foreign Affairs since October 2023. Next, which international organization has recently reappointed Kristalina Georgieva as Managing Director for a second 5-year term? So this is a 5-year term of Managing Director of which organization? It is International Monetary Fund, IMF. Headquarter of IMF is in Washington DC, and here Kristalina Georgieva has been elected for the second 5-year term as the Managing Director of IMF. And here remember, Kristalina Georgieva has been serving as the MD, as the 12th Managing Director of International Monetary Fund since 2019. Also, she has served as the Chief Executive Officer of World Bank from 2017 to 2019. Next, DRDO and Indian Army, they successfully conducted the flight trials of MPATGM, that is Man Portable Anti-Tank Guided Missile Weapon System, in which state? So DRDO conducted the flight trials of this Man Portable Anti-Tank Guided Missile Weapon System in Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. Next, which Indian athlete's bronze medal won during the women's 400 meter sprint event at the Asian Athletics Championship is said to be upgraded to silver. That is, she won the bronze medal, but it will be upgraded to silver. The reason being, the athlete who won the silver medal was found or has failed a doping test. So, because of that, the bronze medal will be upgraded to silver medal. Who is that athlete? So she is Aishwarya Mishra, right? She won the bronze medal and her bronze medal has now been upgraded to silver because the person who won the silver medal, that is Farida Solieva of Uzbekistan, failed a doping test. Next, name the global network of laboratory that has recently launched by WHO to monitor emerging coronaviruses of public health importance. So it is COVINET, right? COVINET is the network of laboratory that has recently launched by World Health Organization to monitor the emerging coronaviruses of public health important. This COVINET, it includes 36 laboratories from 21 countries globally, and this also includes 3 Indian laboratories. Which are these? It is CSIR's NEERI, that is National Environmental Engineering Research Institute. This is in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Second is your ICMR's NIV, that is National Institute of Virology. This is in Pune, Maharashtra. And third is your Transitional Health Science and Technology Institute, that is in Faridabad, Haryana. So these 3 laboratories has been included into the network of this COVINET. Next, name the Indian badminton player who has recently won the women's single title of the Orlen Polish Open 2024 in Poland. So Anupama Upadhyay has defeated Tanya Hemant of India to win the women's single title of the Orlen Polish Open 2024 that was held in Poland, and it was Anupma's 5th international women's single title. Next, which state received the GI tag status for 19 traditional crafts including Sarathberi metal craft? It is Assam, right? Government of India has awarded 19 GI tags to Assam, 2 to Tripura, and 4 to Meghalaya, right? Take a note of this. This Sarthberi metal craft, this is a handmade bell metal utensil and it has been of Assam, correct? Then if we talk about Tripura, Rignai Pachra textile got the GI tag, as well as the Peda, that is a Swedish, got the GI tag from Tripura. Next, which regulatory body has recently announced a plan to establish a Digital India Trust Agency to combat the proliferation of illegal lending application? It is Reserve Bank of India, that is RBI. They have recently announced to plan to launch a Digita, that is Digital India Trust Agency, and this will be working against the illegal lending applications that are on Google Play Store. So far, 442 digital lending applications has been provided to Google for whitelisting, and more than 2200 applications has been removed by Google from the Play Store that was providing providing loans to individuals, as these are the illegal lending applications that are not registered by SEBI, so they need to be eliminated. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the Hockey India 6th Annual Awards 2023 held in New Delhi in March 2024? If we look at the options, all these 3 options are rightly mentioned. Indian field hockey player and vice captain of Indian hockey men's team Hardik Singh was honored with the Hockey India Balbir Singh Senior Award for the Player of the Year 2023 in the men's category. Absolutely right. B is saying that Indian field hockey player Salima Tate was honored with the Hockey India Balbir Singh Senior Award for the Player of the Year in the women's category. Salima Tate, so absolutely right. Then if we talk about Ashok Kumar, who won the prestigious Hockey India Major Dhyan Chand Lifetime Achievement Award for the year 2023, this is also right. So all these 3 options are rightly mentioned. Next is, in which state Indian Air Force has recently launched Gagan Shakti, a 10-day long war exercise. So this Gagan Shakti exercise was held where? It was held in Rajasthan. It was from 1st to 10th of April and it was at the Pokhran Field Firing Range in Jaisalmer in Rajasthan. This exercise was conducted. Apart from this, remember, Indian Army is providing logistic support including passenger trains that was named Sanyukta Express. Sanyukta Express. Right? Next, which regulatory body has recently launched Scores 2.0 to strengthen the complaint resolution? So which is that regulatory body? It is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India, recently launched Scores 2.0 to strengthen the complaint resolution. This will enhance the investor complaint resolution in the securities market, and this will establish a uniform timeline for the complaint resolution, that is 21 days from the complaint. Next, as of April, Indian government has raised how much amount in 23-24 by selling their stakes in about 10 state-run companies. So as of April 24, Indian government has raised 16,500 crore rupees by selling their stake in about 10 state-run companies, and this amount however fell short by 9% to the target of India, that was to raise 18,000 crore rupees. Next, who has been recently appointed as the first women prime minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo? So Judith Suminwa Tuluka, I repeat, Judith Suminwa Tuluka has been appointed as the first women prime minister of DRC, that is Democratic Republic of Congo. She succeeded whom? She succeeding John Michel Sama. Next, in April, Daesh won the Egyptian presidential election for the fourth term. So Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has won the Egyptian presidential election for the fourth term. Next, who has been recently appointed as the president of ASSOCHAM, that is Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry of India? So Sanjay Nayyar. Sanjay Nayyar, the founder and the chairman of Sovereign Investment Fund, has taken over as the president of ASSOCHAM, that is India's oldest apex industry chamber. Right, previously he served as the vice president of ASSOCHAM, and he will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Ajay Singh. Next, which of the following statements are correct with respect to the recent approvals given by CCI? If we look at the options here, option 1, 2 and 3 all are right. CCI has approved the acquisition of up to approximately 8% of the share capital, that is 8.7% of the voting right and economic rights of MG Motor India, with certain rights by Indo Edge and Fund Large Value Scheme. So right. CCI B saying that CCI approved the acquisition of Nagarjuna Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited assets and 100% shareholding of Grenco 0C Private Limited by AMG India. This is also right. C saying that CCI has approved the acquisition of 10.39% shareholding of Annapurna Finance Private Limited and subscription to its certain debentures by Piramal Alternatives Trust Fund. Next, which international organization has recently unveiled SARA, a generative artificial intelligence? So it is World Health Organization, WHO. Right, WHO unveiled this SARA, that is Smart AI Resource Assistant for Health. It is the first digital health promoter prototype that will enhance the responses powered by generative AI. This digital health promoter launched ahead of the World Health Day. And when do we observe World Health Day? On 7th of April. And this is observed to focus on the My Health, My Right. SARA, also known as SARA, this is supported by biological AI technology of Soul Machines Limited. Next is, according to 38th annual World's Billionaires list released by Forbes in April, India's Mukesh Ambani secured 9th rank globally, while Bernard Arnault secured the first position with a net worth of $233 billion. Correct? Take a note of this. And for Mukesh Ambani, the net worth here is $116 billion. Also, he is the first Indian or first Asian to cross the mark of $100 billion in net worth. Next, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the opening ceremony of RBI at 90 in Mumbai, Maharashtra on 1st April, organized to mark the 90 years of the establishment of RBI. The coin weighs about how much? So this 90 rupees coin that was launched, this is a silver coin and it weighs around how much? It is 40 grams. This weighs 40 grams and it is to commemorate the 90 years of RBI. Next, who has been recently nominated as the member of Athletic Commission of the Asian Athletics Association for 4 years, that is 2024 to 2028. So Shiny Kursingal Abraham Wilson, right, has been nominated as the member of the Athletic Commission of the Asian Athletics Association for 4 years, and she became the first women to be the flag bearer for the Indian contingent in 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games. She was awarded with Padma Shri in 1998 and Arjuna Award in 1985. Next, according to the Business Environment Ranking 2024 report released by EIU, Economist Intelligence Unit, in April, India secured which rank in the list, while Dash country has topped the position for the 16th consecutive year. So India secured 51st position right? While Singapore secured the first position for the 16th consecutive time. Take a note of this. So right option here becomes option 4. Next, which of the following are correct with respect to 20th edition of Young Global Leaders Community, the class of 24 released by World Economic Forum in April? If we look at the option, all these three options are rightly mentioned. A total of 11 members were named in the South Asia category in the Young Global Leaders Committee, the class of 24, out of which 7 were Indians. So, right. B. Shashwat Goenka, the vice chairman of RP Sanjeev Goenka group was among the 4 Indians selected from the business category in the list of young global leaders. Absolutely right. And Sharad Vivek Sagar, the founder and CEO of Dexterity Global, named in the social entrepreneurs category. So all these three options are rightly mentioned. Next is Indian Army commenced the induction of the indigenous Akshatir control and reporting system to enhance air defense capabilities. Question asked is which company developed this project Akshatir? So it is Bharat Electronics Limited, that is BEL, right? And here remember BEL, that is Bharat Electronics Limited, under Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative this project was developed, and it is Indian Army that has commenced the induction of this Akshatir control and reporting system. This will enhance the air defense capabilities. Next, in April, Dash became the only Indian weightlifter to qualify for the Paris Olympics 2024 after finishing third in Group B of the women's 49 kg division and 12th overall with a total lift of 184 kg at the International Weightlifting Federation World Cup. She is Mirabai Chanu. Right, take a note of this. Then, if we talk about in April, which state received GI tag for Miraj Tanpura and Miraj Sitar? So these are the two products from Maharashtra that got the GI tag. Apart from this, if I ask you Kathia Gehu. Kathia Gehu is the product that got the GI tag from UP. From UP. Right? Then, which of the following points are correct with respect to the first bi-monthly monetary policy of financial year 25 released by RBI in April? If we look at the options here, option A and option C are right. The repo rate was retained at 6.5% of the 7th consecutive time, whereas India's real GDP grew was at 7% for FY25. So option A and C are right. But if we look at the option B is saying that the bank rate kept at unchanged at 6.25%. No, it was at 6.75%. If I talk to you about cash reserve ratio, it was 4.5%. Statutory liquidity ratio, it was at 18%. Fixed reverse repo rate was at 3.35%, and policy repo rate was at 6.5%. And if we talk about standing deposit facility rate, it was at 6.25%. So these are the reports and the data that you need to remember. Next is which regulatory body or the government agency recently received International Organization for Standardization International Electrotechnical Commission, that is IEC 27001-2022 certification. It is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. They have received this IEC 27001-2022 certification. It is for information security management system and basically for disaster recovery of data also. Say for example, there has been disaster or unforeseen circumstance where the power has gone, right? So in order to store all that data, right, and to recover all that data, this has been provided with this certification, that is SEBI, right? This will allow auditing of the institutions also, right? And this SEBI received this certification after an audit by the certification body NABCB, that is National Accreditation Board for Certification Bodies. So remember this, that is SEBI. They have received this IEC 27001 certification. Direct question can be asked here. So friends, these were your important current affairs, that is for the monthly of April. Now let's move to some revision current affairs that will be very beneficial in your learning. Next, which country's central bank has recently signed an MOU with RBI to promote the use of local currencies of both countries? So, Bank of Indonesia and India's Central Bank of Indonesia and Reserve Bank of India. These two organizations, they collaborated together and they signed an MOU where they will be promoting the use of the local currencies of both these countries in order to enhance the trade between them. So, Indonesian Rupiah, that is IDR, and INR, that is Indian rupees. The trade between these two local currencies will be enhanced under this collaboration. Next, who has been recently named for the Pritzker Architecture Prize 2024? So Raiken Yamamoto of Japan, right? He has been named as the named for the Pritzker Architecture Prize. This Pritzker Architecture Prize is the highest honor given in the field of architecture, and Raiken Yamamoto, he became the 53rd laureate to be honored with Pritzker Architecture Prize and the 9th Japanese architecture to win this prize. This prize includes a cash prize of 100,000 US dollar and a bronze medallion. Next, in March, Vadodara Municipal Corporation, that is a civic body of Gujarat, has raised dash amount by issuing Asia's first certified green municipal bond for sustainable water infrastructure. So Vadodara Municipal Corporation, that is the civic body of Gujarat, it has raised how much amount? It raised 100 crore rupees. It raised 100 crore rupees by issuing Asia's first certified green municipal bond for sustainable water infrastructure. Right? And here the coupon rate or the interest rate that will be provided here will be of 7.9%. Next, which state government has recently launched India's first government-owned OTT platform C-Space? And we have discussed this multiple times. This C-Space is of which state? It is of Kerala. Kerala owns this first OTT platform, C-Space. OTT platforms are such as your Netflix, your Amazon Prime, right? And so on. Correct? And it is your Kerala State Film Development Corporation that owns this C-Space. Who is the Chief Minister of Kerala? Pinarayi Vijayan. Next, which country has recently joined NATO as an alliance? Correct, as their 32nd member. So, NATO. Which country became the 32nd member of NATO? It is Sweden. Sweden became 32nd member of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Next, how many winners have recently won First National Creators Award presented by Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi in March? So a total of 23 creators was awarded with the National Creators Award. That was the first ever edition, or we can say the inaugural edition of the National Creators Award. Right, there were 23 winners, 3 were international winners, right, and 20 in 20 categories they were awarded. The event for this, where was this held? At Bharat Mandapam, that is in New Delhi. Next, in March, Cabinet Committee on Security approved funds worth how much amount for an indigenous 5th generation advanced medium combat aircraft fighter jet project for the Indian Army. So CCS approved the fund worth 15,000 crore rupees, and it is for indigenous 5th generation advanced medium combat aircraft fighter jet for the Indian Air Force. Right, and AMCA, that is advanced medium combat aircraft, correct, this project aims to develop first 5 prototypes over the next 5 years, that is by 2030, with first prototype of this AMCA that will be rolling out in 2026. Next, in March, India and European Free Trade Association signed a trade and economic partnership agreement committing an investment amount of $100 billion over the next 15 years. So India and European Free Trade Association, they together signed this TEPA, that is Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement, that is committing $100 billion over the next 15 years. And the aim here is to create almost 1 million job opportunities or employment in India. Next, SEBI, they introduced amendments to the Real Estate Investment Trust, that is REITs Regulation 2014, namely SEBI REIT Amendment Regulation 2024. And here the initial offering for an SM REIT requires a minimum subscription amount of how much amount? Of a minimum of 10 lakh rupees per investor. Here SM REITs, they can raise funds starting from 50 crore rupees by issuing units to a minimum of 200 investors here, and the initial offering amount for SM REIT requires a minimum subscription amount of 10 lakh rupees per investor. Correct, that is usually lower than that was earlier 25 lakh rupees. Next, which country or organization has recently recognized with the Measles and Rubella Champion Award by Measles and Rubella Partnership? Which is that organization? That is India's Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, right? Recognized as the Measles and Rubella Champion by the Measles and Rubella Partnership. Next, in March, India successfully conducted the first flight test of an indigenously developed Agni 5 blasting missile with MIRV technology under DAS mission. So, India, they successfully conducted the first test of Agni 5 blasting missile that is equipped with MIRV technology. MIRV is multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. This technology and this Agni 5 blasting missile with this MIRV technology was under which mission? It was under mission Divyastra, right? Under mission Divyastra, and Divyastra means here divine weapon. Divine weapon, correct? Where was it tested from? It was tested from APJ Abdul Kalam of the coast of Odisha. Next is name the new green Linux spider identified by Daryapur based aeroconologist Atul Bodke from Churu district of Rajasthan. First of all, tell me what is this aerocologist. So remember, aerocologist is a scientist who studies spiders, scorpions, ticks, mites and other invertebrates. Right? So the person who study the other invertebrates such as your scorpions, ticks, mites, spiders, etc. is known as an arachnologist. So Atul Bodke from Churu district of Rajasthan has discovered this new green Linux spider identified by Daryapur based Atul Bodke. What is the name of it? It is Pusatia Champaran G. Rivin. Then if we talk about Grusithua ISRO, remember the researchers has discovered a new species of deep sea isopod. This is a deep sea isopod, right? And it was discovered by a group of scientists from Zoological Survey of India in Kolkata, West Bengal. Then if we talk about Indopriya angulata, researchers have found this, and this is a peristeoid wasp, right? It is a species of wasp that was discovered in Kolkata, West Bengal. Then if we talk about Sigaritis conjuncta, researchers from National Center for Biological Sciences, that is in Bengaluru, Karnataka, they have discovered this new species of a butterfly. Correct? Take a note of this. And it was discovered in Brahmagiri Wildlife Sanctuary in Karnataka. Next, the Indian boxing team bagged how many medals at the Asian Boxing Confederation Asia Under 22 and Youth Boxing Championship in 2024 in Kazakhstan? So Indian boxers, they have clinched a total of 43 medals in the Asian Boxing Confederation's Asian Under 22 and Youth Boxing Championship 2024 that was held from 25th of April to 8th of May, and the location that you need to remember here is Kazakhstan. Here Indian boxers, they secured a total of 12 gold medals, 14 silver medals and 17 bronze medals, right, for both youth and under 22 categories, and has ranked second in terms of the medal count. So what is the in the medal tally, what is the rank of India here? India is at the second position, and which is the country that secured the top most medals here? It is Kazakhstan, that is a total of 48 medals in total. This Asian Under 22 and Youth Boxing Championship was hosted by which organization? It is Asian Boxing Federation that hosted it. Next, in March, Ministry of Defence signed a dash deal with Big Bang Boom Solutions Private Limited under the Innovations for Defence Excellence Initiative for anti-drone systems to Indian Army and Indian Air Force. So, Ministry of Defence, they have signed a 200 crore rupees deal. It was with Big Bang Boom Solutions Private Limited, and it was under the IDEX, that is Innovation for Defence Acceleration Initiative for developing of the anti-drone system for Indian Army as well as for Indian Air Force. Correct? Next is Panama. It became the dash member of International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance headquarter is in Gurugram, Haryana. Project director here is Ajay Mathur, right? And 97th country to join International Solar Alliance is Panama, right? Take a note of this. And also remember, this became the 97th country to join it, and 119th country or signatory country that they are in position or there is a chance that they can join it. It is your Malta. Next, name the bank that recently launched India's first contactless payment wearable. So it is IndusInd Bank, right? They have recently launched India's first contactless payment wearable. Take a note of this. And the name of this contactless payment wearable is Indus Pay Wear. Correct? Launched by IndusInd Bank. Next, in March, SIDBI, they have received the Green Climate Fund's approval for their first anchored project, that is the Avana Sustainability Fund, that was valued at $120 million. I repeat, SIDBI, they secured the approval from the Green Climate Fund for their first anchored project, that is the Avana Sustainability Fund, that is valued at $120 million. Next is who has recently sworn in as the 14th president of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan for the second time. So Asif Ali Zardari, he has been recently sworn in as the 14th president of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and that is for the second time. Previously, he served as the 11th president of Pakistan from 2008 to 2013. Correct? And now he is the 14th president of Pakistan. Next, which of the following Indian badminton players have recently won the men's double title at the finals of the Yonex French Open held in Paris, France? So, Swastik Sairaj Ranikreddy and Chirag Sethi. These are the two Indian badminton players who have recently won the men's double title at the finals of the Yonex French Open 2024 held in Paris, France. Right? Who won the men's singles title? It was won by Shi Yu Qi of China. Who won the women's single title? It was won by An Si Young. She's of South Korea. Correct? And we have seen men's double won by Swastik Sairaj Ranikreddy and Chirag Sethi. Satvik Sairaj Ranikreddy and Chirag Sethi. Next, according to Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance data released in March 24, one-year time deposit scheme has remained unchanged with the interest rate of dash for the first quarter of fiscal year 25. So it is at 6.9%. Right? Which of the following countries have recently become the members of the World Trade Organization, that is WTO? So which of the following countries have become the members of World Trade Organization? It is Union of Comoros and Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. So right option becomes both 1 and 2. And the signing ceremony for this was held during the WTO's 13th ministerial conference that was hosted by UAE, United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi. Next, according to the 10th edition of the Women Business and Law 2024 report released by World Bank Group in March, India has climbed to the dash place out of 190 countries in the index. So, according to the 10th edition of the Women Business Law report released by World Bank Group, India has climbed to 113th position out of 190 countries in this index. Correct? And this is for the first time that WBL, that is Women Business Law, assesses the gap between legal reforms and actual outcomes for women in 190 countries. Next, which of the following organizations along with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have recently pledged nearly 600 million towards eliminating cervical cancer? So it is World Bank and UNICEF, right? They have recently partnered with along with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they have recently pledged nearly $600 million towards eliminating cervical cancer. Next, which country has recently joined NATO, that is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, as the alliance 32nd member? So this is the 32nd member that has recently joined, and it is Sweden. So Sweden became 32nd member of NATO. Correct? Of NATO. Next, in March, Panama became the dash member of the International Solar Alliance. So Panama became the 97th member to join International Solar Alliance, and Malta became the 119th country, that is a 19th signatory country to join International Solar Alliance. Right? So Panama became 97th member of International Solar Alliance. Take a note of it. If we talk about International Solar Alliance, launched in 2015, it was a initiative between India, and France together. Project director is Ajay Mathur. Headquarter is in Gurugram, Haryana. Correct. So right option here becomes option 2, 97th. Next, according to Trends in International Arms Transfer 23 released by Swedish think tank that is SIPRI, Dash country was the world's top arm importer for the period 2019 to 23. So according to them, according to SIPRI, in March, which country was the world's top arm importer? It was our India. Right? Our India was the top arm importer for the period 2019 to 2023. And India's import has increased by 4.7% compared to the period 2014 to 2018. Then if we are talking about the second and the third largest here, second is Saudi Arabia and third is Qatar. Next, if we are talking about the top three largest exporters, right? If we are talking about them, it is USA, France and Russia. Next, which country has recently signed a protocol for the establishment of the Joint Economic and Trade Committee with India? It is Dominican Republic. Right? Dominican Republic has signed a protocol for the establishment of Joint Economic and Trade Committee with India. Take a note of this. And this protocol is basically to establish a bilateral institution mechanism between both the nations in trade and commerce that will enhance collaboration in various service sectors and foster technological exchange and innovation. Next, name the Indian naval ship that has participated in exercise Cutlass Express at Port Victoria, Seychelles in March 2024. It is INS Tir. Correct. Indian naval ship Tir has participated in exercise Cutlass Express at Port Victoria, Seychelles in March 2024. And this exercise in this Indian Navy has been participating since 2019. Next, the Indian Army contingent that is Gorkha Rifles participated in the Dash edition of Joint Military Exercise Lamitya between Indian Army and Seychelles Defence Force that was held in Seychelles. So location is Seychelles. So Indian Army contingent Gorkha Rifles, they participated in which edition? It was the 10th edition of the Joint Military Exercise Lamitya held between Indian Army and Seychelles Defence Force. Correct? And this exercise has been held in Seychelles since the year 2001. And here this exercise Lamitya means friendship. The meaning of this word Lamitya means friendship. Next, according to the 12th edition of the World Happiness Report 2024 in March, India secured Dash rank while Dash has topped the position for the 7th consecutive time. So according to the 12th edition of the World Happiness Report released in March, India secured 126th rank while Finland has topped the position for the 7th consecutive time. Then Finland, it is followed by which country? It is followed by Denmark, Iceland, Sweden and then Israel. And what is the rank of India? India is at 126th position out of 146 countries. So right option here becomes option 2, 126 and Finland. Next, in which exercise or in which city exercise Tiger Triumph 24, that is the 3rd edition of the bilateral tri-service humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise amphibious exercise between India and USA was conducted in March. So this is exercise Tiger Triumph, right? Tiger Triumph 24. This is the 3rd edition of the bilateral tri-service humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise that was held between India and USA. What is the location? Where was this held? It was held at Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Correct? Take a note of this. Right option is option 1, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Bhutan in March 2024? So if you look at the option, all these 3 options are rightly mentioned here. PM Narendra Modi received the Order of the Druk Gyalpo, Bhutan's highest civilian award. The MOU on the establishment of the Kokrazhar, that is Assam, India, Glifu, Rail Link and Banarhat, that is in West Bengal, India, and Samtes in Bhutan. Rail links between India and Bhutan were also finalized. So absolutely right. And C is PM Modi announced that India will provide financial support of up to 10,000 rupees or 10,000 crore rupees to Bhutan over the next 5 years. This option is also right. So all these options are right here. Next, name the Indian who has been recently elected as the co-chairman of the Digital Innovation Board of the International Telecommunication Union. So, Neeraj Mittal has been recently elected as the co-chair of the Digital Innovation Board of the ITU. Next, according to the fourth edition of the UN Global E-Waste Monitor, that is GEM 2024 report released in March, the world generated dash of e-waste in 2022. So the world generated a total of 62 million tons of e-waste in 2022. And remember, globally the e-waste generation is increasing by 2.6 million tons annually. Right? Also, the report revealed that the world generated 62 million tons of e-waste in 2022. That is up by 82% compared to the 2010. And this was the fourth edition of the United Nations Global E-Waste Monitor report. Next, in March, United Nations General Assembly adopted the first global resolution on artificial intelligence. Which country proposed the non-binding resolution? So it is United States of America that has recently proposed the non-binding resolution, and it was United Nations General Assembly that has adopted the first global resolution on artificial intelligence. This non-binding resolution was proposed by USA and was co-sponsored by 123 countries that include China, Cuba, and Russia. Next, according to the India Employment Report 2024, Youth Education, Employment and Skills published by International Labour Organization and Institute of Human Development in March 24, India's youth accounts for almost dash of the unemployed workforce in India. So here, India's youth account for almost 83% of the unemployed workforce in India. This data was released by ILO and IHD, that is Institute of Human Development. Right option is option 3. Next, according to the 13th edition of Hurun Global Rich List released in March, Mukesh Ambani has been ranked as the world's dash richest person, while Dash has topped the position for the 3rd year in a row. So, according to the 13th edition of the Hurun Global Rich List released in March, Mukesh Ambani has been ranked as the world's 10th richest person, while Elon Musk has topped the position for the 3rd time in a row. Right option is option 5. Next, according to the Global Trade Update from United Nations Conference on Trade and Development released in March, the global trade is set to rebound in 2024 after a dash contraction in 2023 totaling to $1 trillion. So according to UNCTAD released in March, the global trade is set to rebound in 2024 after a 3% contraction in 2023 totaling to $1 trillion. And the service sector was resilient with a 8% increase, almost, that is $500 billion in 2022, while the goods and trade declined by 5% compared to 2022. Next, according to Food Waste Index report released by United Nations Environment Programme UNEP in March 24, the world wasted an estimated of 19% of the food that was globally produced in 2022. That means almost 19% of the food that was globally produced in 2022 was wasted. And this totals to this 19% accounts for about 1.05 billion metric tons of food. Right, this equals to 132 kg of food per person, right? And this accounts for nearly 1/5 of the all available food that was wasted. Next, how many sites were recently added to the UNESCO Global Geoparks network? So a total of 18 sites were recently added to the UNESCO Global Geoparks network, right? And these 18 new sites are situated in countries such as Brazil, China, Croatia, Denmark, Finland, France, Greece, Hungary, Poland, Portugal, and Spain. New species of impatiens, right? This impatiens, and it has been named as impatiens neo uncinata, right? Take a note of this. And it was discovered in the Agasthyamala bioreserve. Where is this bioreserve? It is in Trivandrum, Kerala. Then if we talk about Maharashtra, a new herbaceous plant species has been discovered at Gol Pahadi Island of the Pench Tiger Reserve in Nagpur, Maharashtra. And what is the name of it? It is Polygonum Chaturbhujnam. Chaturbhujnam. Right? This is the new species of a herbaceous plant species. Then if we talk about West Bengal, researchers from the Zoological Survey of India, they have identified a new species of the head shield slug, sea slug. It is a sea slug, head shield slug, right? And it was named on the it was named on the basis of the name of the 15th president of India, Draupadi Murmu ma'am. It was discovered in West Bengal. What is the name of this head shield sea slug? It is Melanocolumys draupadi. It is named as Melanocalmus draupadi. And where was discovered? It was discovered in West Bengal. Next, here you can see the sea slug, water bear, that is your tardigrade.